Good morning, everyone. Welcome you all to today's capsule session of Chat GPT for gynecologists and ARD specialists alike. Today, what we'll be doing, we'll be having a recapitulation session of the previous sessions that we have held, and we have done enough already. So, we'll be covering again, revising the various tools like ChatGPT and demonstrating how we can integrate it into our routine daily clinical and laboratory practice. Then we'll have a 60-minute live demonstration of practical medical use cases like documentation, patient communication, and using ChatGPT as research assistant. I will shortly break for a small 10-minute break and then gather to have again the third session, which is prompt engineering for clinicians, focusing on how to craft effective prompts, build custom prompt libraries, and personalize ChatGPT for our again clinical and laboratory use. And then finally, we'll have the academic and ethical dimensions being covered in the last sessions, and where we'll explore how we can use ChatGPT responsibly for our documentation, medical writing, research, and academic work. And then we'll have the question and answer session where we hope to have enough queries, and we hope that we'll be able to solve them in a timely and precise manner as intended by everybody. So without further ado, I'll hand over the dais to Dr. Divya, who by now needs no introduction. She is a precision medicine specialist, and she is pursuing masters in precision medicine from NUS Singapore. She's previously worked as a reproductive medicine specialist in India and has ample experience. So she has seen both the arms of AI and reproductive medicine. So I think she is the best person to be talking about the use of AI in reproductive medicine. We have had Dr. Divya previously with us, and we have had some delightful sessions. And for me, especially the third session, which was focusing on the use of AI in medical writing and transcription, and the ethical dilemmas surrounding AI was very fruitful. So I hope to again learn from you, ma'am. So without further ado, I'd ask Dr. Divya to start a screen sharing and get on with the session one, which is ChatGPT for clinicians and how to integrate AI in a day-to-day practice. Over to you, Dr. Divya, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Dr. Pranay, for kind introduction. And thank you, sir, for giving me this platform. It really means a lot to me. So yeah, without further ado, I'll start the session. So today would be our integrated session, as Dr. Pranay mentioned earlier. So I'll be starting with some of the practical things which you need to consider before start using ChatGPT. For that, I will be sharing my screen. And I hope whoever has joined today is using ChatGPT. And
So what you can do, Divya, as we start, it's a long day for everyone. So what we'll do is that just have a little voting. So I think we'll put it on a gallery mode and try to find out who all. We'll request all of you to come on the screen for a few seconds. Ishita, how are you? So we'll request all of you to just unmute yourself and come. Hi, Aarti. So we'd like to say hello to all of you and come on the screen for a few seconds so that we just want to ask you, how many of you are actually having an account with ChatGPT? How many of you? Ishita, are you using ChatGPT?
No, sir.
No. Okay. Aruna, how about you?
No, sir.
Aarti?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Varsha. How are you?
I'm fine, sir. Yes, I am on
Fantastic.
ChatGPT.
I know. We are meeting again. We are morning 6 o'clock. We have to gather them together.
Yes, sir.
So Rashmi, Pankaj. So I know how many of you are using ChatGPT? Vandana, Smitha,
No,
Nana.
sir.
So I think
Yes,
I can tell you one thing. I say good to see all of you for joining. Thank you so much.
I've asked my sister also. She is joined from Bangalore. She is an IT professional. So
oh,
I've asked
Absolutely.
you should be
Absolutely.
connected to sir. Bahar Sinha, she is from Bangalore.
Lovely. So aim the basic fundamental why we're doing this sort of a session And why on a Saturday morning? So a lot of things. Why on a Saturday morning? But getting everyone together was not easy. So we chose to be Saturday. And Saturday is a busy day, but I think it's worthwhile coming here. So I think what we start today, it's not meant for a gynec per se. It's meant for everyone. And I think in case we empower a gynecologist, the whole family is empowered. So in case you learn, you can apply. And you have already promised me, all of you who have joined here, I've been given the promise from your side that we'll be teaching it to our technicians, our nurses. So after you go back from here, do get them on board and make them do what you are learning here today. It's very, very important so that they also start. And once they start doing it, they will be able to help you in your clinics. So, Divya, back to you. And Sushma said she's using it for bit of it. So, ChatGPT is not a calculator. See, what we are doing that we're using it like a calculator. We type and we get an input. That's not ChatGPT. ChatGPT is creating magic in terms that once you work on the ChatGPT, see ChatGPT, as I tell all of you that in case you want to talk to the computer, talk to your ATM machine, you need a of your pin of your card. Same way, ChatGPT works on the simple concept of prompt. So in case you don't have a prompt, it'll work as a calculator. In case you have prompts, it'll work as a brain behind the screen. That's the main difference. So today, do look at ChatGPT, how the window looks like, and also try to learn how to use the proper prompting, because prompting will make you go further. So without much of ado now, we are 36 of us. Divya is there. Divya, where are you? I can't see you. Where is
Yeah,
my
I'm
dear girl? So Divya, over to you. And I think it's your duty to make it very simple and take it on so that and make people practice. When you give them time, they can go. They can also use their mobile phones. Open the Chat GPT window parallel to it. It's a free edition Chat GPT 5.1, and they can also start working on that. So thank you so much, Divya, and thank you guys for joining. Really very happy to see so many of my old friends and new friends who are here. And over to you guys. Thank you so much. Jai Hind.
Yeah, thank you, sir. So I'll be starting with the ChatGPT, basically the profile. So all of you who are already using it, they must be knowing that in order to use ChatGPT, you need a email account through which the ChatGPT could be linked. So the first requirement is having an email account through which you can log in inside the ChatGPT. So I have used my Gmail ID to log into ChatGPT. And as you can see my screen, so I am basically a paid version user. So in this ChatGPT 5.1 is coming on my screen. The first thing which you need to know is like here are various models like the auto mode. So by default, ChatGPT uses the auto mode. It means like it decides how long it needs to think to give you an answer for your prompt. You can change it to instant also, like in instant, you will get your answers right away. You don't have to wait for 2-3 minutes to get the answers in cases of complicated questions which you ask. And the third one is thinking mode. So the thinking mode is like for more complicated questions, like you have asked some article to prepare ChatGPT, or you have asked for information which it needs to fetch from multiple websites, then it requires a little bit of time to think before framing the answers and presenting in front of you. So in that scenario, thinking mode is much better. But by default, we use the auto mode, like automatically decides which questions require how much time to analyze, and then it produces the answers accordingly. So I'm just mentioning this because while using it, many of the users do not see this, that what options are actually available and how we can make use of that. Second most important thing I would like to advise and make you know that you can see on the left hand of my panel, so there are many options. Like new chat is the option where you type your prompt to give the answers basically. And then we have library, we have codex, we have explore, we have here, I have integrated size space inside my chat GPT. So I directly use this tool inside chat GPT for my purpose. Secondly, below you can see there's my name there. So this is my account. And under that, we have options again, upgrade plan, personalization, settings. So in personalization, if you'll click, you will see you can personalize it based on completely on your profile, basically. You can set your own style, tone. You can have your own nickname so that ChatGPT every time calls you by name, so you feel much more familiarized or related to ChatGPT, basically. You can mention your occupation. You can set that what is more about you. So once it knows all this information, what it does, like it tailors the answers based on your occupation and based on your whatever request you have already made in this choices, basically. Second, we have reference saved memories is on, you can see here, and my reference chat history is also on. So when you switch on these two options, what it does, like it has a context memory option. So when you repeatedly ask questions to ChatGPT, one after that, it remembers the context which was discussed previously, so that you don't have to repeat the related questions every time. I want to know about OHSS. You don't have to tell every time. It just tells us answers based on that only, based on the context history, like previously asked questions. And the third important thing is like there is an option of data controls here, you can see. So many people don't know that in data control option, the first thing is improve the model for everyone. So you can see I have switched it off, basically. So what it does, if this is on for your chat gpt mode, then everything which you are typing inside chat gpt is available to the chat gpt users or technicians working behind it to improve the model, or basically you are providing your data set to train the model. So somebody who is more concerned about the security issues, they could switch it off so that your whatever questions you are asking or whatever prompts you are putting, so this particular things are not going to be used to train the model of ChatGPT. So it will be completely used for only your purpose and it will not be leaked to any other things, basically. Second, you can see remote browser data is on here. So you must check that whether your remote browser data is on or not. The advantage of choosing the remote browser data on is that when you keep it on, like whenever you put a prompt, it might require ChatGPT to navigate through multiple websites instead of just one. So if it's on, then ChatGPT can navigate through multiple websites online and fetch the required information for you. So it becomes more powerful in that sense. If it is off, then ChatGPT only can navigate through one single website at that time. It fetches the information from there. So the information might be limited, which is being provided to you. So check that whether it's on or off and improve the model for everyone. Please, those who are like they want to keep their data secure, they can switch it off, I would suggest. Then there are other features like apps and connectors. So there are many apps you can see here. You can integrate any of the app inside ChatGPT like Gmail or Google Calendar or Google Drive, Google Doc, Notion, SharePoint, Teams, anything. So once you integrate with this apps and connector, what it does, like if suppose few of my documents are lying in Google Documents somewhere or in Google Drive somewhere. So when I ask questions or when I say ChatGPT to bring that document immediately, ChatGPT can automatically navigate through my documents or Google Drive and bring that document instantly for me. So that's the advantage of using apps and connectors here. Then we have under security, we have an option of multi-factor authentication also. I haven't switched it on because I use it quite frequently, but you can switch it on for further enhance your security level. Then we have parental control. So in parental control these days, like kids are super smart. So they start using ChatGPT even before they are born, it seems. They will at least. The trend is like that. So you can add a family member here and so that you can keep an account what your child is browsing or what your child is actually making use of ChatGPT in what context. So this is one of the option which is available under parental controls. So these are the few simple practical things which I really wanted everybody to know so that they can make best use of it. Saying that, I'll start with my presentation now.
Divya, can we also just briefly touch upon the various plans that we have, the Go Plus and Pro, and what which plan offers what, and how if we need to, because now I think I am on the Go plan, and but perhaps the participants are not aware of the various plans, and maybe they will be having questions on what plan is suitable for whom, or can they just remain on the unpaid plan? So,
I feel like to start with, the unpaid plan is the best model to go on because it really fetches information from everything what you require for your daily use. But if you require like much advanced things to do, like if someone is really into research or article writing thing, then you need more advanced ChatGPT powered model like advanced thinking, so that and other like app and connectors, it could be integrated only in paid models, many of the app and connectors. So if you want to use, like I am using size space integrated with this chat gpt, so in paid version only these options are available, which are like advanced versions of thinking or advanced version of getting the prompt answers of whatever questions you're asking. But the free version is also, I think it's very good. So initially I started with free version, but because I had to do many things which were not met by ChatGPT free version, so that's the reason I switched it to the paid version. Because in paid version there are many other facilities, like you have coding assistance a lot. So there's many prompts, like in apps and connectors we have specifically coding prompts which are designed, so I don't have to do it. Even if I have to do a project on sequencing, so I don't have to take care of my coding aspects. Basically I can just connect that app, and the app can give me the codes basically which are required to do the analysis part. So I think that is much, the paid version is needed for much advanced things to do if you're like really want to do a research article publication or such things like that, or coding, or like genome sequencing kind of thing which requires a lot of coding is required in that. Otherwise the free version is good to go. And one thing is more, once you start using the free version, first you will get to know also like what is actual your requirements, because free version gives you an good platform to know that whether you like ChatGPT or not, whether it is actually useful or not. Because many of people after using ChatGPT, they completely think that it's useless and it's going to kill their creativity for like forever. So I have known many persons who have stopped using also after using for a quite long time, just because they felt that their creativity is mainly declining after using it. But though I don't have such perspective, because it all depends. You need to be the master of the tool. You don't need to be slave of the tool. So you be conscious by using it, whether it's augmenting your thing or whether you are over relying on something. So that's it. I would say go with unpaid version first. Use it for at least 3 months, 6 months, and then you are the best person to decide whether you need the paid version or not.
On that note, I'll just want to make a remark that since the last session that we had, a little has changed here in India, at least, that the pricing is now no longer in dollars. We have our own three pricing models, which is the Go, Plus, and Pro, and you can pay in Indian rupees. The cheapest is the Go model, which is 400 rupees per month. And
Oh,
I'm just mentioning this for the benefit of the audience that I paid for a month of the Go model, which was just 400 rupees a month. And at the end of 1 month, what happened was when I wanted to renew the subscription for another month, I was offered 12 months of free Go model. So perhaps it is a time bound thing. And maybe if you can just explore the pricing options today or after a month of paying, maybe it's free for others as well in this limited window. I did this in November itself, and I'm good to go for November 2026, the next 12 months at least, without having to pay anything. So maybe it's a good opportunity for others to start with the free subscription of the first paid version slab, that is the Go version. What it does is, over and above the free version, it is offering some flexibility in the sense that the recall is better, The
Better.
archive posts are better, and it does not, when you attach things, when you have attachments in the form of text, PDF, or JPG, it does not exhaust your number of attempts for a day.
Forward.
With the
Yeah.
free version, that's what one of the limitations, that you can prompt the GPT with the attachments just so many times in a day in the free version. But in the Go version, at least I'm not having to face that. So perhaps now is a good time to try whether this first tire, the Go version, is free for all, like it clicked for me. I don't know, but please do explore, all the participants. So with that, ma'am, we can get on with your first presentation.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Dr. Pranay, for sharing that. I'm still paying, I think, $20 per month. I hope I could have got that subscription for free.
Thank
So
you.
I'll start with the presentation. So I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So my session goals are to show practical use cases for clinicians and to build confidence in using ChatGPT for everyday clinical and academic tasks, I would say. So what is ChatGPT? It's a large language model which was developed by OpenAI, and it can generate human-like responses to the prompt. That is the most unique part of this any LLM model, that it generates a human-like response. So it is also trained on vast amounts of medical and general data. And secondly, it continuously improving itself, so it is safe to use with caution and care, I would say. So as I have showed you also, if you don't want your data to be used by ChatGPT for their continuous improvement or to be used anywhere, please switch it off before using it. I do so because that is much more secure way to do it, basically. So that's one thing. And then many people ask me, like 5 years back, we were all using Google, and for everything we used to type a question and Google used to give us answers. But so what is the difference between Google and ChatGPT? So Google is like when we ask a question to Google, it just gives you 1 million links in front of you, and then you have to click on individual link basically to get the information out of it. But ChatGPT is much more organized in this context. Why? Because when you put a question inside the ChatGPT, it will give you a structured response with headings, subheadings. So it's much more clear and it's much more clinically relevant, I would say. Second point is like Google is mostly one way. So, and ChatGPT is conversational. So when you ask a question in Google, it's like it will give you the links and you have to go through the link, as I said. But ChatGPT is conversational in terms because if it doesn't understands your question, you will see several times it will ask you, do you mean this? Do I need to do this? Are you sure that you want this part to be explained? So it's more like conversational, it's more like human like responses it gives to us. Third is ChatGPT has a high context understanding, as I said. So it remembers whatever previous questions you have put in ChatGPT and it answers based on that basically. So if you have asked something before, it remembers, it's always in their memory that this question has been asked. So the related questions are must be related to that question only, and I should tailor my answers based on that. But there is no contest understanding when we look in terms of Google. Secondly, when you look for something in Google, the summarization part is manual. You have to pick and all the tits and bits from the Google links, and then you have to summarize it manually. But in case of ChatGPT, it's all automatic. You don't have to do anything. You just say that I want summary of this text, and ChatGPT automatically, instantly gives it away. So that is one more benefit of using ChatGPT. Lastly, customization option is one thing which is available in ChatGPT. So if you want to customize whatever question you want to ask, you can totally do it. If you say my audience is reproductive medicine consultants, if you say my audience is obstetricians, if you say my audience is layman, so it will going to customize all your answers based on your audience and gives you what you want. So it can be said that if Google gives you links, ChatGPT definitely gives you the answers. So you can think of ChatGPT as a senior doctor with decades of experience and it is trained on vast amounts of medical knowledge who is always available, and it gives you a clear evidence-based answers in seconds. So as you can see, this is my Google link, suppose. So my search engine is Bing here anyways, but if you type in the search engine, can you tell me regarding ovarian stimulation guidelines? So as you can see, it has given me the link to the SRA guidelines. While when I type the same question in the chat GPT, what it does is like, it has given me an answer in very stepwise and organized approach. So what it has done, number one, what I need to do as a baseline assessment before doing a stimulation, what I need to do as a common stimulation protocols, which I can select basically, how I can monitor during the stimulation, how I can give the ovulation trigger, and it has also referenced like which key guidelines which you can reference it for your use, like SRA Ovarian Stimulation Guideline 2022, ASRM Practice Committee Guidance on ART Protocols 2022, and Bologna Criteria and Persedian Classification for Poor Response. So these were the three references which it used to create these answers for you. So you can see how organized, clear, and clinically relevant its answers are basically. So the second thing is from where ChatGPT learns all these things. Like how does ChatGPT knows to give such a structured, clear response to each one of us? While it is so because it is trained like that. So any knowledge which is available on internet, it is its training data, basically. So that's the reason it is trained on massive medical knowledge in terms of all the PubMed articles which are freely available. In the paid version, there is a facility that it can also access some of the paid versions articles basically. So that is one of the plus point of getting a paid version. Secondly, it has all the clinical guidelines which are available on the internet available to it. All that medical textbooks which are available online are its training data. The WHO, CDS, NIH reports, everything has been fed to it. The clinical trial databases and all the medical education resources you can ever think of. So that's the reason I have said that it is trained on massive medical knowledge. No one single human doctor can go through thousands of books or other thousands of resources at one time. But because it's a machine, there is an algorithm working behind this machine, which makes it capable to do enormous amount of tasks in just seconds. So you can say, if you ask, what are the ASRM guidelines for recurrent pregnancy loss? ChatGPT will provide you exact response. Like it provides the key diagnostic steps, including karyotyping, uterine imaging, anti-APLA testing, which is often cited from ASRM practice committee publications. So there is like a senior doctor sees patients throughout his life for 10 years or 20 years. And after going through that process, they have a capacity to diagnose certain diseases in just few seconds. Why? Because they recognize the patterns basically. Someone has more bleeding, then it could be AUB due to polyp or due to fibroid or due to any other causes basically. The same way ChatGPT also, because it has been trained on vast amount of medical knowledge. So whatever questions you put inside the prompt, it fetches all the information which is available from the internet, tries to see the pattern basically out of it and gives you an organized answer. So if you ask a 30-year-old woman with a oligomenorrhea, hirsutism, and PCOS on ultrasound, what would be the likely diagnosis? So ChatGPT will instantly recognize the classical Rotterdam criteria and will suggest PCOS with appropriate workup here. The best part is like a senior doctors know how to train their juniors. They have their thoughts are so organized. They know how to communicate clearly anything to the juniors. Similarly, ChatGPT also knows that. And that's the reason it provides answers with clear headings, stepwise explanations, It gives tables and comparisons so that it becomes really easy for the viewer to understand them easily. So if you ask, for example, if I put the prompt, compare GnRH agonist versus antagonist protocols in IVF, ChatGPT will give you side-by-side tables summarizing onset, cost, duration, OHSS risk, clinical use, just like a fertility expert would do during their training rounds. And the best part is there is non-stop availability and there is no burnout issue with ChatGPT. Why? Because there is an algorithm working, not a human being. So if you ask your senior at 2 a.m. that what could be the answer of this question, obviously they would be very frustrated that why you are waking me up in the midnight. But there is no such burnout problem with ChatGPT. There is no ego problem with ChatGPT. So you can ask at any time of the day and it's going to give you answers instantly. So even if you ask like in the midnight, how do I manage a OHSS in a mild versus severe case? So it gives you an accurate evidence-based guideline aligned summary in seconds. So the next advantage is that it's multilingual and it could be patient friendly also. If you ask ChatGPT to give in other languages, so India is different, is a country which I think which has 22 official languages and more than 100 languages as spoken in India, I feel. So, but ChatGPT can give the transcripts in any of the language which you ask for. So it's multilingual. Plus, it can tailor the answers based on the audience you want. If you want it for a layman, if you want for your patient who is coming to you, then it will create the answers based on the layman's context so that they can understand easily what you're trying to explain it to them. So for example, if you say explain AMH to a patient in simple terms, so ChatGPT will tell you how do you explain AMH to a person who doesn't know anything about AMH in a very simpler way. So what ChatGPT can do for you is like it can explain medical terms to the patients, it can draft clinical notes and discharge summaries, it can translate medical jargon to patient-friendly language, and it can help you summarizing the literature in no time. So for people who can want to try, they can try using these prompts. Like if you say, tell me about the Bologna criteria and Persedian criteria for diagnosing POR, and see what ChatGPT responds to you. So you can have this and you can test it later if you want. And then you can have some patient education leaflets you can create that easily. Like if you type a prompt, create a patient information leaflet for the entire process of IVF cycle in simple English and Hindi so that it is easy to understand even for a layman. So it creates a patient information leaflet also for you. So you don't need to go to anybody to do such kind of stuff. You can do it easily with the help of ChatGPT on your computer or on your phone, basically. And then you can also create a patient information leaflet to be handed over to the patient on the day of the trigger or on the day of post pickup. So if you type a prompt like make a template for taking consent for hysteroscopy procedure before IVF, said that it can make a consent form also for hysteroscopic procedure or any procedure, laparoscopy procedure, any procedure which you would like to take help for. And it can also make discharge summaries, post pickup, pre pickup, whatever you want, it can make it. It can also explain post transfer precautions based and explain what to eat, what not to eat post transfer. So many patients, they keep on asking things like, what do we eat before transfer or after post transfer? And sometimes you feel irritated that why these small things are being asked. So maybe you can prepare a template with the help of ChatGPT and you can directly hand over to your patients so that they can look at it and easily get the information out of it. So you can also use for summarizing the current research on the use of AI in embryo selection. So maybe if you just want to know what has come new in the field of embryo selection, like what is the role of AI in embryo selection? So you can type the prompt and summarize the current research on the use of AI in embryo selection. Or what's new in personalized gonadotropin dosing? What does personalized gonadotropin dosing even means? So, and you see the response of ChatGPT, how beautifully it answers your questions. And you can also add to give the references which it has contacted to provide you that answers. So it adds more credibility, and even you can cross-check those references to see that whether those references actually work or not. So this is my personal favorite because sometimes to counsel a negative patient becomes very difficult in IVF. I think this is one of the most challenging thing which a IVF consultant does every day in their clinics. So you can even ask and see how ChatGPT gives a human-like response to counsel a failed IVF patient. And you will be amazed like what things it tells you to take care of while talking to a failed IVF patient, and how do you start with the conversation, how do you end with the conversation, so that you can actually gain the trust of the patient even after having a failed IVF cycles. So yes, as I said, it can summarize the guidelines for anything for luteal phase, anything, any topic which you want, it can summarize the guidelines so that it saves times basically searching long PDFs. And it is great for reviewing guidelines before rounds or procedures. If you're traveling in your car before reaching the clinic, you can simply put the right question in the prompt and you can quickly revise the guidelines before even reaching to your clinic. So you can make use of that time. You don't have to go through the long PDFs for hours. You can even use it for teaching junior resident if you want to teach someone, basically interns or junior residents or the people who are not doctors itself. So for that purpose also, ChatGPT can be used, and it quickly explains clinical procedures with teaching level clarity to them. So your workload gradually diminishes, I would say, with the help of ChatGPT. So you can also use for brainstorming clinical topics and case scenarios. So this is also, I do it very often. So I always use ChatGPT for brainstorming like things. So I ask that suggest me some hot or emerging thesis topics in reproductive medicine for a master's or a PhD student, or suggest me where I can write a new article. What are a few topics which can I really invest my energy into that? So that is the one of the biggest power of ChatGPT, that it gives you really searches over the internet. It sees the recent trend being followed, and it gives you really hot and emerging topics in which you can focus and design your articles basically. And obviously, it simplifies any medical jargon for patients. So if you type any complicated thing which is like very hard to understand, then you can type the question like explain me the physiology of ovulation in a very simple words, or explain me the physiology of ovulation considering me like a 10-year-old person. So when you will type 10-year-old person, and so you are setting the tone basically here that I am very new to this. You understand that, and you have to teach me considering that I don't know anything. And just look at the answers which it provides, and you will be really amazed by how beautifully it explains even the complicated things. So, but there are some important clinical and ethical considerations to be taken care of while using ChatGPT. So first thing is like always cross-check medical advice with trusted clinical sources, because ChatGPT is not a substitute for a professional medical judgment. So you always cross-check with some clinical advice with some senior persons. Second thing is never input identifiable or sensitive patient data to ensure confidentiality is maintained. And thirdly, treat ChatGPT as a learning aid, not the only source of medical information. You continue consulting the peer-reviewed literature and clinical guidelines. So I strongly recommend that you use ChatGPT, but use it like a master. Do not use it like a slave to it. Whatever answers it gives you, please question the basically the part that why from where it is bringing these answers. Check the references which it provides, because most of the times this is one of disadvantage which I have seen with ChatGPT. with references, most of the times it hallucinates. So you have to cross-check the references which it provides by clicking on the links. And if it doesn't work out, you can tell ChatGPT, this link is not working. I think you have provided wrong link to me for this information. And then it will again provide you the right link. So, but you have to do your due diligence. You cannot over rely on this because it's just a tool to augment your productivity. So over reliance is something which is not recommended at all. So as I said, you have to keep a few things in your mind always. You never input any patient identifying data. Always, before putting any patient identifying data, make sure to change the names. Make sure that nothing, no private information has been leaked, especially with regards to patients on the net. And use it for drafting, not the final decision making. The final decision making should be always yours. It should, like, you should always think it through before taking final decision, and you should not just go by what ChatGPT says to you. Why? Because you are the doctor. AI is just an assistant which is there to help you out. And review the outputs before use in real cases. So many people say ChatGPT will replace doctors. No, it's complete myth. It supports doctors by saving time and boosting productivity if you use it in a right manner. Secondly, people say it's unsafe or illegal to use. Reality, it's a tool. It's not a decision maker. So you have to use it ethically, basically. So why human doctors still matter? Because ChatGPT cannot examine a patient. It can it can interpret nuanced physical signs or make judgment calls based on subtle human cues. It's a doctor which can make such calls basically. It may not always be up to date with the latest studies unless manually integrated with newer tools. So I say that there are apps and connectors, as I mentioned at the start of this session. So if I integrated UpToDate or PubMed, I have taken their subscription and I have integrated them in my ChatGPT, then I get the most up-to-date knowledge basically based on that, because then it could access through the paid versions also basically and bring me information from even those articles which are not directly accessible to you. So, an ethical and emotional intelligence in complex cases still requires the human touch. It is still the machine, you always have to keep in mind. So, an emotional intelligence is something which humans are good at. So, obviously, I think a tool, AI tool like ChatGPT could never replace a doctor, can never replace that. So to like conclude the first part of the session, I'll say it's a senior doctor who is reading everything, who's organizing your thoughts perfectly. It is never getting tired. It is never getting irritated or frustrated, however dumb question you ask to it. But it still needs a human team leader to supervise it and to advise it, basically. So that was the first part of the, I think I covered this paid or free version already. Dr. Pranay said it, like what's the benefits of having the each version right now. So now I'll take a pause before going to the second session basically. So if anybody of you wants to ask few questions of anything which is not clear, you're most welcome to ask questions.
Divya, now what you should do is, since we are running a course, you should ask them questions by name. So you pick up people and ask them. So guys, please put the cameras on. See, a lot of Kavita put the Kavita Shah camera on here. Kavita camera on. पता है कविता को मैं क्या बोलने वाला हूँ. So guys, put the camera on now, and we will ask you questions of what you have understood. So Pranay is there. Pranay and Divya both are there. So guys, we'll ask you little questions, and let's see how much you have understood. So volunteering is what I've taught you. You must volunteer. Dr. Promila Malik, how are you? I know, same question. Print prescriptions through ChatGPT. Very good question. So Divya, over to you. Right, ask few questions to people. Let's see how much they have understood. Then we'll take queries from Dr. Promila. Very good questions she has put. Over to you, Divya. And Pranay, both of you. Ritu ma'am, how are you? Ritu Jain madam is here. Great. Medical legal status of ChatGPT. Can we write prescriptions? Divya, over to you.
Yeah, so we obviously it can write prescriptions too, I feel. But yeah, so I don't think definitely it needs to be supervised by you. If you want to take help writing a prescription also, then it's good. It can do it immediately for you. But it has to be supervised by you. It has to be cross-checked. Each and every word should be cross-checked by you because you cannot rely on a tool like this, basically.
So I'm just going to upload a screenshot of a recently circulated uh, radiology report which has been generated by AI at AIMS. And since it's in public domain, I think we can't critique that, because what has happened is uh, uh, this report has been generated with the help of AI, but it has been signed off as a AI radiologist. There is no human radiologist having cross-checked that report and has signed that, and it has. I really don't know about the medical legal status of that report, but what it has actually done is that following the NEET PG counseling, it has turned the tide of the choice of selection of the streams, in the sense that previously the coveted radiology, dermatology, things that require pattern recognition. Radiology is also a pattern recognition field. So is pathology, so is dermatology. So people are now going for more traditional branches like MD medicine rather than opting for radiology or even dermatology. And this has happened just in the past month or so. So I'm just going to upload that. I hope I'm free. Since it's in public domain, I think I can. And
Sure,
it's
you should.
good
Sure.
food for thought, because we were just discussing whether AI will take over the humans, take over the human physicians. It's actually happening very subtly, in the sense that not replacing, but at least it's changing the thought pattern in the way that we approached uh, our future. So choosing a field is a future for a lot of us. So this is the report. I think we can see it in the chat box. And it's though it says that the AI generated reports are preliminary in nature and not and for the use of clinicians only, but it has been signed by a AI radiologist, report status verified by AI radiologist. We have the patient identifiers up in the open as well, UHID there as well, and it's I think a very what do I say? Not unsettling, because for something that we think that we are for students who are toiling for 5 years, uh, here comes ChatGPT that have not even heard of couple of years ago, because it's a post-COVID thing, and it totally derails their future, in the sense that what they were preparing for and what eventually they have to settle for. So this is the other side of ChatGPT.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, Pranay, 3 days back, I was speaking in Gox at a lecture on AI. So, Ritu is here. Ritu, madam, you were there. So, there was a bit of debate. So, few gynecs, they told me, we'll only take it in case you guarantee us that they can do delivery for us. Can they do PV examination? Can they deliver? I had no answer. I think so, well, a long way. We all are gynecs here. But I think it's going to make your life very comfortable and different forms. So that's it from my end. So lovely, Divya, you've done a great job. But Divya, you have to ask people few questions. That's very, very important.
Yeah,
See
so
where they are. See where they are. And the people who answer the maximum will get a chocolate. So my secretary is going to send you chocolates right away. I always do that in all my classes, you know that. So over to you, Divya. Spotters,
yeah,
take the names and ask questions if you don't volunteer.
yeah, so yeah, before asking questions, I think I completely agree with Dr. Pranay because I still remember like during our times, radiology and dermatology was like a branch which was most southful, and it was like only toppers can even get the radiology or dermatology. But now I see, I think these branches may have the possibility of getting obsolete in the future. Why? Because dermatology, radiology, histology, pathology. So these are the branches which I see like which has got like AI has completely taken over these basically branches. And in Singapore, which I'm seeing like since last 2 years, there's so much of work going on basically of AI in the field of radiology that I don't think is general radiologist would survive, because obviously a machine is much better than diagnosing from a CT scan or MRI scan. Why? Because it has been fed on lakhs of MRI or CT scans already, rather than a single doctor. Same with pathology also, histology slides, they have all the algorithm models, they are already recognizing the cancer earlier from the slides itself. So I don't think one pathologist is going to even match that kind of pace basically. So that is one thing which I wanted to highlight, ki obviously people have to change their, like they have to upskill themselves. Even the radiologist has to upskill themselves up to interventional radiology or things like that. Otherwise, it's going to be really difficult. So yeah, now coming to the question part. So I would like to ask, like, what is the most common thing for which you use ChatGPT? Like anybody who is already using ChatGPT, can you tell me like how frequent you use it and for what basically you use it daily? What's the main purpose? It could be anything, like it could be people use it for even talking also sometimes, just to have a one friend kind of thing. So I just want, like, anybody would like to volunteer to answer this?
I use ChatGPT to find out about new things I learn more about them, or see a summary of any new subject I've
Good.
heard, or even a movie I've seen. I want to know more about the history of that character, what had happened, and some war was shown in the movie, so more about that way.
Oh, wow, that's nice. So you have already started exploring the avenue. I think that's
Hello.
really good.
Hello.
I've been I've
So
been using for seminars and CME presentations. So whenever I have doubts for certain things, even when I do ultrasound, also sometimes I have confusion. I match the pictures and I find. So is am I on the right track? Or if I don't understand, I get the answers instantly. So there is no doubt. I match with the reports and I consult the radiologist also, see whether it is going. I'm on a right track or not. So I just make myself clear. And even I'm practicing also, whenever I have doubts, I just take out the chat GPT, formulate it and find out, and the things are produced. So it has really simplified my work. So I get a lot of help from that, which
Hello.
instantly I cannot open books and go to so many sites and find out. And it gives us all the comprehensive answers with references. That's the beauty of it.
yeah,
Hello.
And the best
Hello.
part, ma'am, the best part of
Hi.
ChatGPT is that it gives concise lines on whatever we are asking. Like I've been using it very frequently whenever I'm going for some, say, I do a lot of awareness camps. So whatever I'm doing, I just ask ChatGPT to make a poster. It make a poster also. It will give me the slogan also and how to, start with my awareness program, my WhatsApp channel. So everywhere I'm using ChatGPT in and out. But the only thing which I'm facing the difficulty is in making the images. The images are really not good.
Yeah, very
What
true.
I'm facing.
I've been doing a lot of programs in the schools also for adolescent girls, and very
Yes,
instantly I get all the
yes.
questionnaires. What to be asked with the students, how to flash with the younger students, older students, what are the common questions are they face and all. So it gives us such beautiful questions are
And
produced,
it
and now
gives
we are able to answer.
appropriate
Yeah,
answers
very
also,
hard.
like
And it
how to
becomes
ask.
very to and fro interactive sessions become very good. Even there are seminars for the PG we have to organize. So
Yes.
instantly I get a lot of questionnaires which I can ask them, I can flash them. So the awareness becomes too good, like very good interactives.
And yes, it as ma'am rightly said that sitting in the car also we can see. So
Yeah.
with before going in the car also I prepare.
Within
In
few
few
minutes, we are
minutes
getting
only
the
we get.
questionnaires and answers. Everything is ready.
So
So
it
we
is a
are now
helping
all
hand.
set.
But only thing I'm facing is whenever I want to make an image, it takes a lot of time,
It
and
takes
then
a
the
lot of time.
images are
Yeah.
really
And
robotic images which are not
I
like
think
human or
I think we
yes,
have different tools for different things. ChatGPT is a general tool, but if you look at
yes.
particular tools which are focused at particular tasks like presentations, manuscript writing, proofreading, uh, image generation, video creation. Perhaps Dr. Divya will touch upon these in the next presentation. And there are specific tools. So, like referencing is not ChatGPT's forte. It will just hallucinate random authors, a random topic, a random journal, and create a reference and insert it, and you will not be able to. So, you have referencing tools which are other than ChatGPT. So, when we started ChatGPT, we also realized that these were the drawbacks, and then with the help of our colleagues like Dr. Divya, at least I realized that perhaps this is not the best tool for that particular task, and we have other tools, and we went through a lot of tools in the second and the third session that we had, and which we will recapitulate today, where we have referencing tools and manuscript writing and tools like Elicit and other things, which we'll perhaps discuss today. And then you'll see that where you're struggling with the image generation, at least for the unpaid and the Go version, it's not going to happen with the Chat GPT because it takes a lot of time. It pops up an image which is perhaps not appropriate. The text in the image is not well proofread. And maybe that's the model they have designed in the sense that they want to push that particular audience which is requiring image generation from ChatGPT to a higher paid version. So no, maybe that's how they, because ChatGPT in the pro version, which is very expensive, which is like 20,000 rupees monthly, can do the image generation quickly and precisely. So perhaps the struggle with the unpaid version is intended to be so.
Pranay and everyone here, from IFS, we have been doing this mission for nearly 1 year now, 1 year plus, 2 years in fact. We have got around 8 videos on AI on our YouTube channel. So I request that all of you should go to our YouTube channel. We got very, very beautifully indexed. We have got tutorials on ChatGPT and AI. Do visit there. They'll tell you about the crack codes. There's some cracks to access items also. They'll tell you about some cracking, how you do it. It's all there. So I was just seeing Pratyush saying, how do I start? So I think Pratyush, you can go to Indian Fertility Society's YouTube channel. A lot of data is there on AI for the beginners. You can watch those also. So Pranay can talk about them. So you can tell them how to access and what all is lying there, bundled up on our YouTube channel of IFS. So it's strong collection of the AI tools. So Pranay, tell them about them.
So we brought on board various experts in our various sessions, and these were focusing on again different aspects like we discussed. We did presentation making in one of the sessions. We did image generation and video generation in one of the other sessions. The good thing about these sessions is that it's a very good starting tool. But the bad thing about AI is anything as far back as 6 months is obsolete now. So perhaps when you visit that session and then revisit this session that we are having today, it would be much beneficial to you. We have covered everything with respect to basic search, basic use of ChatGPT, image generation, video generation, making presentation decks, proofreading, plagiarism checks, manuscript writing, and we have again redone this with the help of Dr. Divya. And today is our revision session, in the sense that we have covered these presentations before, but today we wanted to just recap whatever we have done. So I think if you are looking at one point of source, today's webinar would do the needful for you. Somebody who's asking how to get started with ChatGPT, get started with the unpaid version, then you'll realize where you're struggling, or is it sufficing for you. Image generation, if this is what you routinely do, if you do it for your social media, if you're handling your social media yourself and you're feeling that ChatGPT is perhaps not doing it, we'll discuss other tools like Gemini and other things, and you'll perhaps feel that it's cutting it for you. And if it is not, then you can go on to the paid versions. And similarly for presentation, somebody mentioned how to do it for PPTs. We'll just dwell upon slide deck.ai, presentations.ai, and touch upon it. Yes, this
How
lecture
is
will
this
also be.
mobile app different from this
The
website?
mobile app is basically this smaller in the mobile app. You cannot make modifications that you have uh, done in the desktop version. So things like perhaps bumping up your subscription to a higher, small things which perhaps are not of significance, but otherwise for basic search and with regards to your output, mobile app does the needful with as much as the desktop app can. But other things like changing your settings, changing your subscription plans, that the mobile plan will tell you that since that initial modification has been done in the desktop version, we are not able to do it in the mobile. Go back to the desktop version. Then, of course, you can attach videos and files much more comfortably in the desktop version and download as well, because downloading here and then working upon the downloaded file again is a hindrance in the mobile app as compared to the desktop. But on the go, the mobile app does the needful, and it has the same archive of the searches that you have done in the desktop version. If you're working on the, and you can work under the same mail ID, your same username.
Sometimes it happens on mobile apps that when we have been using and putting, they give a lot of questions. When we start answering those questions, and sometimes it stops. I don't know what happens then. They don't write anything. So what actually happens then? Already it
So
is a paid version only.
at least with the basic questioning, at least with the basic prompts, both the desktop and the mobile apps, they don't get exhausted. They will reply. But where it stops it used to stop for me both in mobile and desktop versions was where we used to overwhelm it with attachments. We like if you're wanting to make a question paper and you're putting up or you're attaching any PDF and wanting it to get it converted to Word or whatever. It gets overwhelmed with the number of attachments. Similarly, image generation. So, and otherwise, I would see no reason for it to get stuck and not respond to you. Perhaps you can benefit from uninstalling and reinstalling it, because I use mobile app and the desktop apps, and they work equally the same in the sense that where if I'm not desiring a file out of the mobile app, basic answers, it will not get exhausted and keep on responding. It will not never respond. Yeah.
That's very true. When we have been giving the image generations and all, so it stops working.
It will also tell you when it stops working, it will tell you that you have exhausted your attempts for, and you can ask the next thing at this particular,
Sometimes
I
it
mean,
does
yeah,
come. When we went
it
for
will
the
say,
paid version, it starts answering. But when we come up to the more detailed searches, it stops. So I think we have to switch over to the website. We have to go and find out, and we can link to the other things like PubMed and Scopus and all. We attach ourselves so we can get the answers. Perhaps, maybe.
right. Can we write manuscripts with AI? Yes, we can, and we will be touching upon that, Dr. Indumati, in the third session, perhaps. I think we can start with the second session, which is a hour-long session again, and it is basically the demonstration of the use case of ChatGPT and AI for clinical documentation and research assistance. So here we'll perhaps look at things like presentation making and manuscript writing. Dr. Divya?
Yeah, sure. So I'll be touching the prompt engineering part
Okay.
first because that is actually that needs more attention basically, and then I will be touching upon the research assistance part basically right now. And before I move to next session, I would like to admit that whatever I think Dr. Manisha said, it's absolutely I agree. So it's really the image thing is not up to date in ChatGPT. Even with the paid version which I am using, I find the same difficulties as you mentioned right now. There's one thing which you can do, like within the ChatGPT, you can use the customized image apps which are available, and with the help of that app, basically the image generator app, you can try creating the image. It becomes definitely better than the general ChatGPT prompt, I would say. because there are already options available there, what kind of image you're looking for, yeah, what information. It will automatically provide you with the related information that, okay, you want to create image with this features. And so it becomes easy for you if you use that integrated app within the chat GPT. And it becomes little bit faster also, because most of the times image generation in general chat gpt prompt, it takes a lot of time, and we become real kind of frustrated. Oh, it's taking a lot of time to generate an image, and then when it's wrong again we have to redo it. So that is one thing which you can try and see if that works for you best or not, basically. So with that, I'll move to the next session, which is prompt engineering basically and chat gpt customization. So my session goals are basically to understand what prompt engineering means actually, and learn some tips for better AI answers, and explore the customization options and how to build a personal prompt library for clinical use. So prompt engineering means carefully designing how you ask ChatGPT to get the most useful, accurate, and clear response. So most people think that there's nothing like prompt engineering, and but trust me, it's the most important part to make use of ChatGPT effectively and in a powerful way. So if you don't phrase a clear question, you will never get the right answer, desired answer out of ChatGPT, basically. So better prompts is equivalent to better answers. So the quality of answer which you get from the chat GPT is directly proportional, exactly directly proportional to the questions which you are putting in the prompt. Always remember that. So before putting a question, I would say think twice how you can refine your questions, and then refine your question, and then put, and then you can see the difference. Like once you give a thought while putting a question, and you see the difference in answers which you used to get before and after that, and you yourself will be the best judge to tell what matters. So it is important to avoid AI any type of confusion or errors while putting the questions there. And obviously, there's whenever you have time crunch, you can draft your protocols. I think most of the people said they're already using it this for purpose. So I'm quite impressed actually, because earlier when I took, many people haven't heard of even ChatGPT, and that was quite disappointing. Because it's other thing that after using it, you decide, okay, I'm not going to use it because I may be good enough without this. But the best part is you should know what it is, how powerful it is, how you can use it for your own purpose. So that is what which matters most. Second thing is key to if you have to ensure consistency in your entire team, then also you can have a uniform patient communication across your team. How you can have this is that there is an option in ChatGPT to share a particular chat platform also. So you can simply share this on the WhatsApp or wherever you want to have. So you can share it, you can make a group, and you can share it in WhatsApp, basically a particular prompt, so that people entirely who are in your team can look through all the answers which are provided there, which you have actually framed, and so that they are on the same page as a team when they converse with patients, or when you are teaching somebody, your juniors, staff, or anything. So that is also one thing which you can do. Second thing is, as you said, it gives you instant summaries of latest ASRM, SRA updates if you ask it for, which you can have at your convenience at any time. If you are feeling bored at mid of the night, you can read through it. If you are driving or while you are sitting in the car, you can get through this. It has also recently, it has voice command updated. So it's not necessary that you have to basically type it. You can listen it also, and it follows the voice commands also. You can voice command it, and then also it provides you that answers. So it's that easy basically. So as I said, the quality of answer totally depends on how you are asking. So if you are asking vague questions, you will get vague answers. And a clear, a specific prompt will save a lot of time, and it will reduce error, just like giving a clear clinical history helps us reaching the right diagnosis in no time. So the first principle, so these are the principles which might look very small to you right now. कि what is there to pay heed to this? But trust me, this is the most important things which you need to keep in your mind while putting your prompt in ChatGPT, and you'll see the difference. So before putting any question, just think in your mind that you are giving clear goals or not to ChatGPT. So you provide the context and provide the answers that you actually required, basically. So a well-described purpose means you are more targeted, it's more useful, and it's more practical. So, for example, if I say I need simple, patient-friendly explanation about PGT, genetic testing, basically. So here, what are the important points is that I have made my goal clear that I want to know about PGT. I have told that what my audience are. It should be
Dr.
patient.
Divya, if I may stop you, can you minimize the slide and reopen it, because we are able to see your slides three-fourth of the intended.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
I'll just see. Just give me a second. I'll just see what's wrong. Mm,
It's still the same.
it's still there. Mm.
Is it there at your end as well?
Yeah, I think it's my end on my yeah, it was on my end as well. Mm, uh,
Yeah, we can, if you don't put it in the full, yeah, no, it's fine. No, it's fine.
yeah, so I'll come to the first principle again. So, in the first, I have said that I need simple, patient-friendly explanations about pre-genetic testing. So, I made my goal clear here that I'm talking about pre-genetic testing. Do not give me anything else. Second thing, I have said it need to be simple. I have said. Third, I have said that it should be patient-friendly. So, I have set the audience that it should be in a patient-friendly language. So when you uh, particularly give attention to these words like simple, patient friendly, PGT, you are keeping your goals clear. You're telling exactly ChatGPT what exactly do you need to from it. So it becomes very easy for them to answer you back accordingly. Secondly, so you need to be very specific in your prompt so that you get a clinically useful and targeted response. So detail exactly what you want included. So suppose if I am asking like enumerate OHSS in 4 parts: etiology, pathophysiology, and management and guidelines. So in this, I have already, it's a precisely, I have said that I need OHSS to be enumerated in 4 parts, not more than that, not less than that. And I want specifically etiology, pathophysiology, management, and guidelines to be included when you answer me back. So then it gives me in these 4 parts only, it answers me in these 4 parts. So principle 3 is choosing your tone and style. So clearly mention if you want a formal, casual, or patient-friendly language. So it will help ChatGPT to adjust answer that suit your needs. And always tell ChatGPT what is your target audience so that the explanations are appropriate and clear. Principle 4 is you can ask for a specific format basically. So you can direct ChatGPT to present information in the format you need. So this is very useful if you ask them to put in bullet points. So you will get appropriate bullet points information. If you say that give it in numbered steps, so it will give you a numbered step. You ask given table, like if you want a comparison to be done ever between the two protocols or between the various protocols which are available, I would suggest use the table format. Why? Because it's very quick to glance through, but just looking at one table you can easily go through what is the cost, what is the advantages, disadvantages of various protocols in just one view. So it gives you a structured templates if you ask directly for it. Second thing, it is very useful while organizing content, like if you're creating a PPT, you are organizing for CME or patient leaflets. clinical outlines, you are trying to create some teaching materials or protocols. So in this way, it's kind of very useful if you ask for specific formats as such. Principle 5 is adding relevant context. So, providing context ensures that answers are precise, they are relevant, and they are aligned with your local practice. So, if I say share OHSS guidelines following RCOG recommendations, so I might be in UK and I might be following only RCOG recommendations for my local practice. So if I say this, then I'm clearly defining ChatGPTs. I don't want SRA recommendations. I don't want any other guidelines. I want you to focus on RCOG recommendations on OHSS. And that's what it gives me. Because you can imagine if ChatGPT, if you don't give the context, it's going to give you all the guidelines. And that is also a kind of avalanche of information. And to navigate through such literature also, it gets difficult even for doctors. So it's very important to you add your relevant context so that you get what you want at the end. Principle 6 is clarify what to cover and what to skip. So this is also one of the most powerful way to get the best out of ChatGPT, that you tell them, I want this to be included, I want this to be avoided, so that your answers remain focused and relevant. So for example, I can say, I want you to focus on mild OHSS diagnosis and management and exclude the other types. So when I say this, it will only give for mild OHS because maybe I just need information for mild OHSS for a patient. I don't need moderate or severe variety of OHSS to be focused right now, basically. Principle 7 is ask for comparisons and options. So when you want thorough answers, so you need to request multiple perspectives, treatment choices or management strategies. Like if you want to know what has been being followed around the world, so you need to ask multiple perspectives around the world or multiple treatment choices for any particular condition around the world. And then the management strategies also like that. So this encourages ChatGPT to present different clearly and compare them for better decision making. For example, if I say, give me various management options, outlines for mild OHSS based on different guidelines and compare their effectiveness. So in this prompt, you have seen, I have clearly said, my goal is to know about mild OHSS. I want management options outlined, and I want all the different guidelines which are available over the internet. And I also want to compare their effectiveness side by side in the form of table. So when I use this prompt, I get answers accurate and clinically relevant and in a very precise way, which makes it easy for me to go through it in a very short possible time. Principle 8 is simplifying complex topics. So this is my personal favorite. I think 90% of time I have used ChatGPT for learning, for my personal learning. And I would say it has been a great teacher till now. So you can instruct ChatGPT to explain challenging subjects in simplified way. Even you can ask ChatGPT to form a curriculum for you if you want to learn something new. Like if you want to learn medical content writing. So you can tell ChatGPT that you are an expert in medical content writing. You have more than 20 years of experience writing medical content for various pharmaceutical and biotechnology companies. Now I'm your student and you design my study curriculum so that I can become better at it. And you see what response it gives you. So the way you ask the questions, it makes a lot of difference basically in your answers which you get. And always, if you are trying to understand some very complicated topics like physiology of ovulation, physiology of menstruation, like these are the simple things, but I would say, but in a very mechanism of action, like here, FSH and LH in natural cycles versus mechanism of action of recombinant FSH and LH in a stimulated cycle. And when you say that use simple analogies, then the way it explains it, it's just amazing. So you can always cite that I want analogies to be explained this complicated thing into a simpler manner. Ninth principle is refine and give feedback. So obviously it's a tool. Always remember it's a tool. It's a machine. There's an algorithm which is working behind it. So it's not 100% perfect. It's a machine at all. It can go wrong. It can hang. As you say, sometimes when you type something, it completely gives up and says, it just simply forgets. And then again, you have to retype your question. So you have to, in that scenarios, I would say, mostly use new chat GPT prompts, because sometimes, which I have felt personally, like if you're using one single prompt for multiple days, then it gets heavier and it has a more tendency to hang up and getting blank sometimes. Why? Because there's too much information being provided over in the same prompt, and so it has to go through all the prompts from the beginning, and it becomes more task for ChatGPT even. So you can use new ChatGPT options for every now and then, every new questions if you're asking, and you can delete also those prompts which you don't need. So that is also one thing which you can do to keep the things more manageable. So if the initial response isn't right, of whatever questions you have asked, you can provide a clear feedback, or you can adjust your prompt. So by refining your instructions, you can say that, well, this is good, but I need more information on this particular topic. Or you can say, okay, this is okay, but can you be more elaborate on certain things? So always give clear feedback and or adjust your prompt accordingly. By refining your instructions, actually you are helping ChatGPT to deliver results that better match your needs. So you can always say good job, but can you explain considering me a 10-year-old or 15-year-old like thing in it helps a lot actually. So the principle 10 is using role play for realistic practice. So you can even use ChatGPT to simulate the real world scenarios. So this is quite ideal for practicing patient counseling, explaining the procedures, or sensitive conversations, having some sensitive conversations. For example, role play as a patient who brings AI generated fertility treatment suggestions and asks your opinion on it. So you can role play with ChatGPT and see how, as a patient, it acts, and how, as a uh, fertility treatment specialist, it acts. So the principle 11 is ask for evidence or references. So always ask for evidence and always ask for references and cross check it. So for trustworthy answers, request that ChatGPT include the supporting studies, guidelines, or the expert opinions from where they have fetched the information which it has provided to you. It helps you verify the information by yourself, and it also helps you stay up to date. For example, provide recent research resources on OHSS prevention. So when you type this, it's going to search for all the recent research resources, and it's going to give me, along with the supporting study guidelines or expert opinions, from where it has gathered the information. Principle 12 is review and adjust as needed. So periodically you assess whether ChatGPT answers is matching your clinical needs or not. And when responses go off the track, you need to modify your instructions in order to realign them. So this ongoing adjustment leads to a better and a more tailored outputs, I suppose. For example, if your answers are too detailed, so you can say, please summarize it under 200 words, or please, I want it under 500 words or something like that. So then you get much more precise information in short amount of time. So you can adapt content according to the multilingual use. I think I already covered it. So whatever, if you wanted English, Marathi, Bengali, Mathli, whatever you want, you can easily get the information in your language, basically out of ChatGPT. This is also most important. You always request for formal and well-structured output. You have to say it actually. Ensure that text is well written, it should be grammatically correct, and it should be organized in clear paragraphs. When you add one sentence to your whatever prompt you're typing, it will make a big difference. So now all of a sudden your text will be well written, it will be grammatically correct, and it will be organized more clearly, and it will be more clinically relevant. And you will always create and improve prompt templates as well. So you can refine your prompts over to get better, more consistent results. You can save templates for common tasks so you can reuse them easily. For example, keep using the surgery notes format we discussed before. So you can create your own prompts and you can save it, and maybe you can refine it based on the answers which you got last time. And if you think this is the answer which I have got best and I think I should not lose it, so then you can better save it in your archive gallery and you can keep using that. So, as I said earlier, also, the most important thing you need to take care of by using the AI is do not share any patient identifiable or sensitive data, avoid using for urgent clinical decisions, verify information to prevent inaccuracies, and respect plagiarism and attribution rules. So you have to avoid any offensive or inappropriate health content because as a doctors, I think we never indulge mostly in such things. But ChatGPT is such a powerful tool that it comes in hand of many children also, and they might be using it for other purposes. So as a parental control, you can when you switch on the parental control, you can even keep track of that. Secondly, don't mislead, manipulate, or impersonate professionals. Do not over rely on AI for complex diagnosis. Never bypass safety or ethical guidelines because AI is to support, not to replace your clinical judgment. So now I'll cover how can you create your own prompt library. So before I go to this topic, creating your own prompt library, I would like to ask few of you, like do any of you started using Google Doc or Microsoft Word document or OneDrive? Can any of the person volunteer and tell me, like, can do any of you uses any of this, like Google Documents or Word documents or OneDrive for your purpose?
So basically, any tool that enhances collaborative working. So I mean, I'm pretty sure that in one form or the other, all of us would have used Google Documents, where you can. Are you asking about Google Documents as well? Google Docs, ma'am?
Yeah, any kind of, like, as you say, collaborative environment, basically, if somebody is using.
So yeah, I think we have, but unknowingly we perhaps don't recall it by that name. Any Google sheet where you have to enter your particulars. So whatever you're entering at your end is being shared in a cloud-based platform wherein others are able to see who has edited what, and it is occurring real time across the platform with all the users which have the access to that link. So perhaps something of the sort of the particulars of an alumni event where you're sharing your details and things like that. So we have all of us used it at some point of time or the other, but we don't recall it in so many words, I guess.
So I would really suggest please start using Google Doc or Word document or whatever you are comfortable with, uh, because it's really very easy to work with these documents because many things which you can easily do with this document. So I will just give you a short walk so that you can just see how you can do it. Again, you need to have a Google account for that. So I'm just, because my Gmail ID is linked to my Google document. So I'm just going to type Google Doc in my search engine, and you can see my Google Docs. I'm going to click on that. So this is Google Docs, and this, because my account is linked, so it has opened up for me. And as you can see, there is a blank document option. So we start like this. We have a blank document option, and then we click on it. And then whatever information you want to have, you can have it here. So like if you get a very good answer of any ChatGPT prompt, you can along with that prompt, you can paste your answers, questions in this, and it can get saved it here. You even have the option to share it with whoever you want. Basically, you can keep it to yourself. In this mode, it is totally in your control. If you want to share this information with anyone, you have to go to the share, basically share information, and then you have to as this document is untitled, so it's untitled. Otherwise, if I would give it a name, though, then I can give a name basically, and then I can copy the link here, and I can change the access to restricted to anyone with that link first. Then I copy the link and then I share with whoever person I want to. What happens is that when you share that, they can also view it in real time, as Dr. Pranay said. And if they want to make changes in the document, they can also add it in the comment section, that what changes you need to make in this document. And it becomes very easy to share with everyone. Second, it has many advantages. Why I'm telling you this? Because it has many advantages. Second thing is there's some extensions options also. So there are many things which you can integrate right inside this Google Doc. So people who are doing research, if they want to use some citation manager, so right here you can have that your citation manager here. So whenever you will be typing anything related to your research article on this, what happens is that citations automatically get adjusted when you are doing your work. So you don't have to do anything manually, literally, as we used to do it during our times while writing thesis or while doing any kind of research work. So that is one of the major advantages, I would say. And it's very easy to, you don't have to do anything. You just have to type Google Doc and you have to have an account, Gmail account, and then you can easily use it basically, and you can share your work with anyone you would like to share it. So this was one thing which I wanted to tell you. The same is with Microsoft Word. It has become much more advanced than what we used to have 5 years back. It has also many facilities of basically integrating the citation managers within it. So you don't have to do it separately, or you don't have to do it manually at all, I would say. So that was it. And hmm, yeah, so why do we need to actually build a prompt library? Because a personal collection of prompts, you can reuse it for complex common clinical tasks on daily basis, and it saves a lot of time for you. It ensures the consistency. So what is one of the main problem in ChatGPT is, if you give the same question, like if I type the question from Singapore and if you typing from Delhi or some other cities, then it might be the answers differs basically. So it's not very consistent enough in providing the answers to the same questions. So in order to ensure consistency, you can save the prompt which you have used to get that answer, so that you get the same answer every time, and you can share with your colleagues, friends, juniors, or whomever you want with. So you can use Notion, Google Doc, or ChatGPT for this purpose basically. So definitely it's a powerful assistant, but not a replacement, and its value in healthcare depends totally on how wisely and ethically you are using it. So this was the end of second session. If you have any questions, I would like to take right now, and then I will be moving to the third session basically. So I'll just pause for 2-3 minutes, or if somebody wants to ask some questions, they can ask, go ahead. And then I'll be taking the research assistance part.
I think we have answered some of the questions along as we have gone along. So there's a theme of the pain points that I am able to identify, and I think I, being a gynecologist, uh, share the same pain points. So basically, getting started with ChatGPT, use of AI for making presentations, making posts for social medias, and image and video, perhaps not video generation, but image generation. And once we are accustomed to that, manuscript writing. So this has been a recurring uh, trend in the questions that have been asked, presentations, slides, which version. So yes, I think we will be covering most of the academic heavy topics in this presentation, medical writing and manuscript writing. So that should address any of the questions we have discussed. I think there have been some people who are joining in late, and we have put in some of the answers to your questions in the previous uh, Q&A in the chat box, which versions to be used, which would suffice. And again, yes, again, the same pain points are getting repeated: how to make PPTs easily, how to make unique PPTs, So, Dr. Divya, would you be talking about PPT generation as well?
Yeah, so I haven't covered the PPT part as such in this, but for PPT, there are many other options which are available besides ChatGPT. You can use Gamma.ai. They can use Canvas. So Canva is very good tool for to make PPT, and Gamma.ai is also very good in making PPT. So you can explore these tools if you want to make some good effective PPTs.
I personally use presentations.ai,
Yeah, that's
but
also a very good
let
one.
me be honest, and I think that you mentioned this at the outset, that what has happened with me using at least the presentations.ai is that it does such a good job of it. I'm using the paid version for the past 1 year and I've renewed it. Is that
Oh,
I've
wow.
lost the zeal to research for the topic assigned. Previously, what used to happen was when you were assigned a novel topic, that means a topic that you already don't have enough material of or PPT made for. I would start well in advance, perhaps 3, 4 weeks in advance. And for a debate, I would start at least months in advance for a conference. Now that drive is no longer coming, I have stopped. We actually started refusing conference invitations because I know that it will be done by the AI. I'm going to use it, and it's not fair for the audience or for me to be just. So that is perhaps, and it's not intentional. It's something that is. I did enjoy getting done with it in a couple of days. Just the presentation.ai will do everything. It will research the topic. It will make as many number of relevant context-based slides with appropriate designs, images, this and that, and you would not be able to tell that. But what is happening is you know that you haven't done enough for it, and so that's why now doing presentations, doing debates is something that I don't feel comfortable with the use of AI, and it's taking a lot of mental inertia for me to overcome my mental inertia of going back and starting without the use of AI, because now I know I have the tool paid version of it, but I choose not to use it because it's making it so simple that there is no point.
Yeah, that's right. I absolutely agree with your point, right?
Brain rot, basically brain rot हो रहा है. So we are, and I think it should be a cautionary note for people who have not embarked on using AI for presentations, because let me tell you, it'll do everything. You can get entire chapters with relevant bibliography generated through AI. It'll do the job. But then you feel the enthusiasm and zeal whenever a new topic is assigned. Now, even if I'm done with the presentation, I don't have a lot of satisfaction because I know that not a lot of heart and soul went into it. And I want to discover the wheel, in the sense that I want to just forget that I have these paid versions. I want to do my own research, because what happens with the paid versions is, yeah, you'll skip out on a lot of relevant things that you would have stumbled upon while you were researching the topic yourself. That's what I feel. But yes, I think we can go ahead with your presentation, because it'll, if you're discussing things like Research Rabbit and all in this particular presentation, which I am aware just because of you, those particular things are very relevant in the sense that you can use AI tools to gather information and not simply look out for the last thing as an AI presentation maker. Do the presentation making part yourself, but you can use AI tools to gather relevant information. And I think you will discuss ample tools in this presentation. So let's get on with the third presentation if you're good to go, ma'am.
Yeah, that's completely right. I think I completely respect your sentiments and I totally agree with you on this because obviously we stop using our brain when we get things so easily coming to us. So, in one way or the other way, in some part, it is, I will say it's harming us in long term if you are seeing that perspective. But yeah, but I think that also depends on like how much disciplined we are in using these tools because obviously these tools are made for the purpose of augmenting our creativity, not diminishing it. But yeah, it's doing that. Maybe we can make our presentations first beforehand and then ask only for the feedback by attaching it in the chat GPT and saying that how do you rate my presentation out of 10, and tell me like how you have rated it exactly, like on what grounds you have cut my points and what do I need to improve. So I think so you do your own work also at first go, and then you take help of the AI tool also to augment your basically work. So maybe that's one of the way we can navigate through these tools. I feel so.
Yeah, I think with any add-on that we have, like any add-on tool in clinical reproductive medicine or laboratory reproductive medicine, you have to use that tool in a pragmatic manner and not. So same thing as we have with endometrial scratching, assisted hatching, PGT, any new add-on, we can consider AI as a new add-on, and we can simply not go on using it in a unjudicious way and for all. So we have to, because it'll do the task, but then you will feel after a short time of using it that losing a lot of your otherwise, what do I say, researching skills, academic
This
skills,
is, yeah,
cognitive
yeah,
skills. Yeah.
absolutely. So yeah, saying that, I'll start with the last session. So this is my session goals are very clear in this. So to understand some modern AI tools for medical writing and research, and to learn practical workflows using ChatGPT and other tools. It how to boost academic productivity while maintaining your ethics and integrity, and how to gain confidence to start using these tools basically. So, why this matters actually for clinicians? Because it advances patient care through evidence dissemination. It builds personal and institutional reputation when you write an article and publish it. It meets career progression and accreditation requirements for some of the jobs which you apply for. And it improves the clinical protocols and patient outcomes as well. The more you remain updated with the information these days, the better clinical protocols you will follow in your clinical practice, and the better patient outcomes you are going to get with the help of this. So, it matters because it saves a lot of time writing and editing the scientific manuscripts. You can do an efficient literature review and summarization with the help of these AI tools. It improves your accuracy and readability of your work. It ensures compliance with ethical standards, and because we want more time to spend in helping patients rather than finding Word documents or PubMed searches. So most of the times, as a clinician, we commonly face these challenges. We don't have any time to write, edit. We always have difficulty in structuring papers. There is a lot of literature overload these days, so it becomes really difficult to review a particular topic in terms of literature. There are language barriers. Many of the people don't understand English, or many of the people, they are non-native speakers, so it becomes difficult for them to write something. And in the background, there's always a pressure to publish everything ethically, otherwise, your paper would get cancelled or get rejected as well. So, how AI can fit into your workflow, I'm going to describe that. So, you can use these AI tools in first of all in planning purpose. So, if somebody today they haven't done any work, but they're really curious to write a paper, but they don't know where to start, how to start, on what topic they should start. So what they can do is that they can take help of this AI tools to search for topics first. That what topic I should start for writing an article. Where should I start first? Giving your interest areas, you can put in the prompt that I am interested in these areas in my field, and you suggest me some hot or trending topics which I can take for the uh, reviewing of literature or for publishing a paper. Then, out of all the information which ChatGPT or any other AI tool gives you, you can navigate through it and then help sort out the best out of that, and then use it for drafting purpose. Then you can edit it with the help of AI tools. You can again review it, and in citations also you can completely take help of the AI tools. So use AI at the planning and drafting stage, which is the most initial stage, where it is actually adding to your creativity. It is not something which is killing your creativity, because you are using your own brain to type the prompt that what is your focus areas, what are your strengths, what are your limitations, what kind of study you want to focus on, and then you are just using AI to brainstorm basically those particular focus topics, like what best can be done with those topics, what is more trending these days, how many articles has been already written on the topic which you are interested, or some particular topics are actually of might be of your interest or not. So basically on the planning stage, it's totally fine to use AI, so that it at least gives you the starting point. Then to search for the literature, because there is, like, for any topic, if you choose, there's multiple papers, there are multiple papers. So how do we choose, how do we navigate through hundreds of papers which has been given? So for that, I would suggest that there are some tools they will give you based on the number of citations, based on the journal, based on the impact factor of the journal which they have been published. They are going to sort out some top 10 or 30 articles for you, and you can only focus on those articles. And even if 30 looks like a big number to you, the second thing which I personally do, I have been taught, in fact, to do is like skimming of the abstract thing. So I quickly go through the abstract of the 2025 papers on the topic which I am interested. And I look, by skimming the abstract, I come to know like which paper is actually useful for me and which paper is not. The abstract, if the abstract is not clear enough, you can simply kick it out of your focus area. Why? Because abstract is a very good example of how the entire paper has been written. So if the abstract is very clear and you feel like it's a good abstract, then you can read the entire paper. You can invest your time and energy reading the entire paper. So first thing is like you can take help of AI tool to get the number of articles based on the impact factor and the citation number of citations. And second, you can quickly skim the abstract so that you further narrow down the number of papers you are going to read. So top AI tools for medical writing, which has been mentioned, is like for literature search and review, there's Elicit and there's SciSpace. For manuscript drafting, people use ChatGPT, Gemini, PaperPal. For grammar and to improve your grammar corrections or readability of your manuscript, people use Grammarly or Ref and Write. To check for plagiarism and citation, people use Turnitin, Jotero, Mendeley, EndNote. For plagiarism checker, people use mostly Turnitin and Authenticate. And to paraphrasing, you can use Quillbot for paraphrasing, basically. So this is the summary of all the AI tools which you can use for you in daily practice. Basically, it all depends like which tool you are actually comfortable with. So you have to explore these tools honestly, and you have to see like which is working for you the best, I would say. So the first one is Elicit. So what it does is like it quickly searches and summarizes the research papers using AI and provides you with the structured insights and abstracts. So whether free or paid, well, free version has all the basic features. So I always say to start with the free and see that what magic it can do for you. Like practical use cases, like you enter your research question and research prompt and you get the recent advances in AI based embryo. Let's suppose if I'm typing what are the recent advances in AI based embryo selection, so Elicit is going to regenerate the relevant summaries and a concise list of key findings basically. For Elicit also, you need to have an email ID basically. So I'll show how to use. You have whatever web browser you are using, you have to open that. You have to type Elicit inside that. And the first option you see, it has come automatically. It's elicit.ai. And you have to click on the elicit.ai basically site. So you have to sign in. For that, you need an email ID. So because I'll sign with my Google ID. Yeah, so this is the interface which you are saying of Elicit. Basically, here is the prompt. You type your research question, and then it gives you on that particular research question, it gives you a ample whatever literature is available. So for example, I will show you an example. I typed pharmacogenomics in IVF ovarian stimulation earlier. So it has gathered 50 sources on this particular thing, pharmacogenomics profiling in IVF. And out of 50 sources, it has screened 5 sources, which is included. The details also can also be seen. And out of these 5 sources, 30 data points it has extracted and generated a report, which I can look in the form of PDF as well. So you can see it has given me an abstract first. It has seen me the methods. It has given me in a table format the results, like which studies it has included. You can see which studies, what study design it was in a tabulated format. So it becomes very easy to have a glance in just view what was the sample size in that particular study. So if those relevant data points, it has already seen, and you can just basically navigate what were the primary outcomes, like which variants was polymorphism was studied for variant stimulation cases. So all those things it has clearly mentioned in the tabulated format as well. It gives you the effects of genetic variants on ovarian stimulation as well. As you can see, FSHR, follicle stimulating hormone receptor polymorphisms, and the studies related to it, all the studies. You can see year-wise, they have mentioned all the studies and summary of the findings from these 5 relevant studies, limitations, protocol modification, other relevant genetic variants, and everything it has summarized in a beautiful way, which you can, it has also under heading of clinical implementation, you can see it has given you current protocol optimization strategies as well. So see how beautifully it has arranged the information for you. You can download it as a PDF and you can share it with whoever you want to share, or you can even keep it so that you can go through these 5 articles in detail whenever you have time. So this was Elicit. Basically, with this, I'll go to the next tool, which is Consensus. So Consensus is what it does is like it finds scientific evidence rapidly and offers you quick summaries from peer-reviewed research. Free or paid version, for basic features, it's all free. And you can ask Consensus directly, like whatever questions, the way you asked Elicit, the same way you can ask Consensus also. The unique part of Consensus is that it gives really, as the name suggests, it gives you a consensus of all the research studies, like which research studies are in agreement with your research question, which research studies do not agree with the research question which you have provided. So for this, I'll just type consensus in my Google search engine, and then I think I made a mistake. Yeah, consensus AI. So this is the consensus AI, and so I'll click here. And you can see this is the interface of consensus. So you have to put the research question here, and then it gives you basically, like in history, suppose I take this. So sorry. So is AI-based embryo selection is useful for improving IVF outcomes? Suppose my this was a research question which I put, and then I have got some answers. Take it, see how it is like how many studies are in support of this particular questions, or how many studies say no, it's not something which is useful. So you get a consensus meter basically to analyze your question, research question as well. So this is one of the important feature of consensus, which you can easily get. And you get all the informations as well. You can say the second article is New Frontiers in Embryo Selection. It is 2023 article, 27 citations, the journal it has been published, and all the relevant information also they give you. So the fourth number, you can say, they say it's highly cited. It has 116 citations. It was published in Fertility and Sterility. And the study is AI in human IVF and embryology. So I personally use Consensus because I like it than other tools. So this is Consensus. See, I can quickly walk you through only right now, but you have to explore it by yourself and see like which tool is more comfortable for you, because I think it totally depends on the person basically. So the third tool is SciSpace. So SciSpace is also AI-powered literature summarizer and citation helper. It helps you understand complex papers very rapidly. So if something like there are many times in a research paper, there are many graphs, there are many tables which we don't understand. Like many of the people, sometimes we find it difficult to even understand the diamond boxes which has been provided in kind of different plots. So what it means, whether the diamond boxes in the center means the study is effective, or whether it's in the right of or the left on the side, what it actually means. So even clarifying those concepts, it's very easy with the help of these tools. It just irons out everything for you in a very easy language, so that you don't have to depend on anybody else to get the gist out of it. Again, free or paid version, basic features are totally free. For advanced summarization, it requires paid subscription. So it's practical use cases. You need to upload a complex research article, like anything which you want, which you think is a complex thing for you. And size spaces quickly summarizes and the main findings clearly in a very simple. It has an active chat box information also, so you can type your questions and it's going to answer you in real time as well out of the research paper. So for that also, you don't have to do much. You just have to type in the search engine size space, and here is size space. So here is the interface of SciSpace, as you can see, and you can see this is the search engine basically. And you have to type your question here, and then it's going to give you the organized format answer based on your research question. There are many other options which are in SciSpace. As you can see on the left hand of the panel, there are options like Home, Agent Gallery, AI Writer, Chat with PDF. So if you upload any PDF, and then you can chat with the PDF. If whatever questions you want to ask out of PDF, you will get an easy simplified answers out of it. You can review literature, you can find topics. So if you want to find topics, you can even find topics whatever you want. There's other options as well. You can extract data. There's citation generator. There's paraphraser option right inside it. There's AI detector option also. So if you write something and you want to check that how much it is AI, this is just for example, I copied from ChatGPT and pasted it here, so that to see that what is my AI detection report says about it. And it's a because it is just taken from ChatGPT. So you can see on the right hand side, it's 100% AI generated. So you can paraphrase also, you can click reanalyze, and then again, it can paraphrase your text basically. So these are the options which are actually available inside SciSpace. So you can explore it whenever you have free time, so that you can see that whether it is something which can be useful for you or not. So then there is Jenny. Jenny is also ChatGPT powered literature assistant for research papers. You can ask natural questions about complex content here also. It summarizes method, results, conclusions. It tracks your citations, provides multi-paper reasoning. It accelerates our understanding for technical papers. It's particularly considered ideal for medical students, reviewers, and literature searchers. The same way you can type in Google search engine Jenny and it will come up. Then the second is PaperPal. So this is also AI-powered academic writing language editing tool. It improves your manuscript with grammar, clarity, and technical phrasing corrections. And it provides you with field-specific academic style improvements available as in browser or MS Word plugins. And it saves hours of proofreading, boost acceptance rates, things like that. It's ideal for non-native speakers, basically. And then we have Avid Note. So it's a kind of digital notebook which is tailored for researchers. So people who are absolutely PhD people, they love this Avid Note basically. So why? It helps in annotating the PDFs and writing the structured notes on that. It organizes the projects, tags, citation report, everything inside that. It syncs with all the reference managers, so you don't have to do it anything manually. It will automatically get done. And it keeps your notes and reading centralized. So it's ideal for PhD students, thesis writers, and persons who are busy writing the grant applications. And then there's Research Rabbit. So this is a visual tool for discovering, basically, and finding the related literature. So it builds citation networks from one paper and track the author collaborations and topic evaluation. It is interactive research rabbit holes like thing, and it uncover hidden connections beyond Google Scholar. So it's ideal for exploratory researchers, grant writers, I would say. So what Research Rabbit does is actually, so it whenever you, I'll just so I'll type Research Rabbit and I'll just scroll down and see I'll click on Research Rabbit now. I'm going to log in inside Research Rabbit. So it's automatically signing in. Oh, I think I have forgotten my password, so it will, I don't know. Yeah, so I think I have to. So this is this is Research Rabbit. You can see by yourself. The best part of Research Rabbit is that whenever you type a research question inside its prompt, it's going to find all the connected lit papers on a particular topic, basically. So it built kind of citation networks. Like if somebody has in one particular paper, suppose if somebody has cited 50 authors. So what it does, it finds a connection between the authors itself. So like which authors are being cited in another article as well, and what is their contribution, like is the paper related or is the paper not related. So it gives you kind of a map kind of thing, basically, which is considered as rabbit holes. Why? Because it is giving you a collaboration between the author's work even at the same time when you are researching a particular topic. So I'm really sorry because I think I have forgotten my password, so I cannot directly access it right now. And then the last is like ChatGPT. So you know how to use ChatGPT. So ChatGPT is everything. Yeah, it's the pro version is $20 per month, which is 2,000 rupees, around 2,000 rupees per month. Then there's Jasper also. It's also an AI writing tool, which is specialized for long form, like professional documents, blogs, or reports. The free version is also there, and paid version starts at $40, around $40 per month. So you can use Jasper to draft long narrative reviews, patient education materials, or clinical SOPs, ideal for professionals basically who want to write the SOPs and polished content. Then we have Grammarly. So Grammarly is something which helps you with grammar corrections. Free version is free, and the paid version is $12 per month. So you can just integrate Grammarly in your manuscript, and it will take care of all the grammatical mistakes which you might be doing while writing. It will improve the readability of your work, punctuation, and it will ensure the language is totally professional. Then there is Quillbot. It's basically a paraphrasing AI tool. So sometimes when we start writing a manuscript and we are not satisfied with the paragraph, so what we do is like we take help of this AI tool to paraphrase that paragraph completely so that it improves the readability and it makes the purpose more clear for the reader. So it's also free for limited use, but the premium version is $10 per month for unlimited usage. And then there are plagiarism checkers. I think you must be aware about this. This is Turnitin and Authenticate. Turnitin is mostly used by professional bodies like universities and big hospitals, corporate hospitals who are doing research work. They use Turnitin, and it's a version basically. Individual subscriptions are not common with Turnitin. I haven't seen somebody taking Turnitin. And Authenticate is also plagiarism checker also. And it before submission, the best part of Authenticate is that if you upload your manuscript there, it will not only detect for plagiarism, it will also tell you that what things you have missed. Like suppose you have missed one of the references, or suppose you have missed writing your own name and credential somewhere, then it will cite that it's missing there, and you can add it based on that. So it helps maintain the academic integrity. Then Jotero is a citation manager basically. So it helps you organize your references, and it's very easy to use Jotero. Trust me, it's very easy. So, but for that, you have to integrate Jotaro into the document which you are using. Suppose you are using Microsoft Word as a document for your writing purpose, then you can integrate Jotaro app inside your document or Google Doc, and then whatever you write in the Google Documents, and Jotero is integrated into that. So it helps maintaining the references or citations automatically. It will keep adding at the down of the document basically on its own. Or you have to just do few clicks, and it will just copy and paste basically. So you don't have to even worry about what format, what citation style you need to search for, something like that. There's every options available. You know, the Harvard style, Vancouver style, APS style. You just need to choose a particular format, and it does the work automatically for you. So this is Jotero. I would recommend people who are doing their PhD or thesis or writing the thesis, please use Jotero. It is very useful, and it's going to save a lot of your time managing the citations. So yes, I'll again repeat that you can easily use it for searching the literature. Use elicit, consensus, size space, whatever you're comfortable with. For initial drafting, you can use ChatGPT or Jasper. For refinement in grammar, you can use Grammarly and Quillbot. And for citation, use Jotero. To check for plagiarism, you can use Turnitin or Authenticate, or in SciSpace also there's plagiarism checker, so you can even make use of that. So yeah, the common writing challenges in clinical practice I understand is I don't have time to write, and I don't know where to start, and I'm really scared of writing. So you can use ChatGPT to speed up the workflow pipeline. I repeat, please do not over rely on these tools. Use it to augment your creativity. Do not completely depend on it. Like you can brainstorm the titles which you want to, which can make you feel started on it. Right, the first draft should be completely written by you, and then you can ask ChatGPT to give a feedback on whatever you have written and how you can improve that basically. So that's the way you use the AI tools. Definitely for literature review, I would say completely go with AI tools because it's very difficult to go through all the papers and to search for all the papers. It takes a lot of time. I think it takes 2-3 weeks to search all the papers on a relevant topic and then extract the information out of it. So here AI tools are very useful. You can completely depend for the literature review. So that was it. I think ChatGPT, everybody knows you can use for, I said it, I use it for title suggestions, studying the framework outline, reviewing the literature, paraphrasing assistant. I usually don't try to use because then it becomes really addictive and you feel like, oh, it has provided the perfect answer paragraph. So let's go with that. So that's something which should be completely discouraged, I feel. So don't go with that. You can ask for feedbacks to enhance your content definitely, and for shortening also I would say. So if you have written something which has reached up to 1,000 words and you want strictly under 500 words, you can use AI tool to summarize your written work within your words which what you require. That's completely okay, I feel. So with that, I say AI is a tool. It should not be an author. It should not be a course writer. Always disclose AI use if journal requires you to say it. Verify the references because I told multiple times AI hallucinates when it comes to references. So you must verify all the references by checking it by yourself. Avoid plagiarism. Try to edit in your own words. Please, please, please do not ask ChatGPT to write anything for you. Start writing yourself. Once you are satisfied with, you have to be little disciplined here. I totally agree that you have to be completely writing everything by yourself, and then you can turn up to ChatGPT for taking the feedback, for grading your work, and on aspects which you can improve basically. And do not fabricate any kind of data. You have to use AI responsibility for better productivity. So I would say the best practices are always critically appraise the AI output, check and correct the references, do not share any confidential data, use prompts that specify structure, tone, and style. This is very important. And you can combine multiple AI tools for best results. So these are the mistakes which people tend to do after getting addicted to ChatGPT or other AI tools, just copy pasting without checking, using AI fabricated data or references, over relying on these tools, and ignoring journal guidelines while you are using AI. So I would suggest that please try to choose one or two tools, whatever I have discussed today, and explore that tools first. Start with very simple thing like patient education leaflets or case report introductions, things like that. And then you see how these tools become comfortable for you or become useful for you, I can say. And you can even join colleagues in building prompt libraries, so that sometimes it happens in a group somebody is really good at prompt engineering thing, like somebody really know how to craft a good prompt to get a good response. So maybe we can make a small group in WhatsApp or something, and then so that we can even improve on that front and commit to the ethical AI use. So yeah, with that, I want to conclude that ChatGPT is like a smart assistant. It should not be a ghostwriter. It can help you speed up, it can help you organize, it can help you refine what you already did. But don't ask it completely to do the work for you. So your clinical judgment, your ethical responsibility, and final authorship must be totally yours. So that was it. With that, I'm really ready to take any questions if anybody wants to ask something. I know it's Saturday, it's all very difficult. I'm taking your free day, and but I'm really grateful that people have got time to join this session at the same time.
Yeah, I'm really grateful to both Dr. Divya and the audience for Dr. Divya to run this marathon session without any pauses, taking all the questions, and for the audience as well, because I know it's a Saturday and Mondays are heavy OPD days, and bang in the middle of the workday, we are doing this. And even right now at 12, we have 80 participants. We had 120 at one point. Uh, Thank you so much, Dr. Pramila, for the comment. Dr. Divya, people are appreciating your presentations and the tools that you are enlightening the audience with. Any
Oh, yeah.
questions? We are open to questions right now. Otherwise, we'll just take
I
them.
have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Actually, I was looking into this illicit. So, do we get a full pay? Because I was trying, I was not able to get the complete full text. So, do I have to register myself into some plan to get the full paper, or because it's like only summary given?
Yeah, so it gives you the entire summary and it gives you the link basically. So those papers you can actually extract from the link which it provides you. Basically, it gives you the entire paper. So you can copy paste that paper, and like if it's published in PubMed or whatever journal articles, so you can directly take from the internet.
Okay.
Yeah, you
So,
have to pay, you have to take the paid version to extract the even the
so
articles.
that's what I'm saying. So, I have to upgrade. That's what
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was
So,
asking
Isha,
you.
But
I
it's
think we are not using these tools for getting access to full paper, but if you're looking for full access, there are some third-party tools which I would not recommend, like Sci-Hub, that you
Yes.
can
yeah,
use
yeah.
for
Mhm.
getting entire paper, which are otherwise you have to go through institutional access or pay for. But these are
Yes.
some third-party websites that I again would say that I would not recommend, like Sci-Hub. You can use these for, you should not use these for
Dr.
getting.
Pranay,
So
last
where are
time,
the chances where we get the full access? See, every time if we need a full access, I think we
Yes.
need to upgrade our membership, isn't it? In all whatever you have taught, but
Yeah, yeah,
whatever
yeah, yeah.
AI tools you have taught us.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Like in order to extract the entire paper, so you have to have the upgraded version, like size space or consensus, whatever you are using. That's right. But I think it's good enough. See, the main important part is getting the information in front of you in a concise manner. Because otherwise, I have to go to the PubMed and then I have to type that research question in the PubMed query search, and then it provides me the many articles which has been published in the PubMed platform. But here you have the best citation references from all over the places together at one
Okay.
place. So, and you can individually take it and download it from the internet.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Dr.
Okay. Thank you
Divya,
so much.
hi. So many times it happens that we do something, we cite, and then we try to go back to that citation, and then it says that this is not found. This is not found. So I don't know, like what is the problem there? Is it's the excess or what is the issue?
No, see, if you're talking about Chat GPT,
Chat
basically,
GPT, yes,
yeah.
yes.
So it means it's hallucinating. That's the main problem with Chat GPT. So this is something which you need to be extra cautious of while presenting your work elsewhere. Why? Because
So,
most of the
like, how
times,
can we solve this? Is there a way to solve this or no?
yeah, this there is a way, like when it says that this is not found, so you can directly say that this is the reference which you have provided me, and might be this link is not working for me. So give me the right link again, and it will give you the right link.
Okay, okay. And Sci-Hub, Dr. Pranay, I think it is not working in India anymore. Like we tried to.
So they have proxy sites. I mean, it will not work with sci-hub.sc, or you should look for proxy sites. And
Okay.
again, it's something that is off the record. I do not recommend anybody uses
Yeah,
Sci-Hub.
yeah. Okay. Okay. It was very interesting. We could like listen part of it in between because of Saturday or something. But I hope that this will be available on our website. Dr. Pranay, right? We can
Yeah, it will be
yeah.
the entire presentation will be uploaded on the YouTube channel, and
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Divya. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much,
Thank you,
ma'am,
Dr.
for
Pranay.
joining. Yeah.
Good afternoon, everybody. Dr. Pramila here. Thank you, Dr. Divya,
Mhm.
Dr. Pranay, and Dr. Pankaj. Just a comment that it was being discussed that AI will replace the radiologist, but I think it can just report on MRIs and CT scans and X-rays, but not an ultrasonologist.
No. You won't agree. Ultrasonologist, even ultrasonologist.
No, it can't do an ultrasound, na. The ultrasound is a
ma'am, in
dynamic thing.
NHS, all the ultrasounds are being done by the midwives and the nurses, and
Mhm.
even
But see, when the
so.
person is doing an ultrasound, the person who knows in the mind only, then the person sees. For ultrasound, it is very true that what mind doesn't know, eyes don't see. So that has, don't think ultrasonologist can be replaced by AI. Reporting only
No,
can be replaced.
but
The intention of the talk is also not to introduce AIs as something that would take over the human counterpart. They are just
Because ultrasound
ancillary.
is one thing that doctor who is doing it, how much the, because even when you're seeing in Delhi, when the humans are doing the ultrasound, the reporting is so different by different people. The person who is doing it, the report depends on that. It's not the same report by every person.
True. For follicular monitoring, I'm pretty sure that you would prefer a gynecologist doing it rather than a radiologist,
Yeah,
because
and
a gynecologist,
especially antenatal ultrasounds, level 1 ultrasound, level 2 ultrasound, how much the person sees is able to see.
true, totally resonate with your thought process, ma'am, that
Yeah,
AI is just to enhance
yeah,
the,
yeah.
yeah.
no, but you will not believe me. Like few months back, I met someone who is a reproductive medicine consultant in US, basically. And so she actually came for a kind of consultancy kind of thing. And she had that portable ultrasound machine with herself, which was a 3D ultrasound machine, portable, just like the phones which we use in our hands. And the purpose was there that people can do those ultrasound even from their homes. Basically, they don't have to do much. They just have to move the transduction over their abdomen, and for like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and just send that video back, and it will be fed to the AI algorithm, and AI algo will automatically see through the images and can make out the follicle monitoring. And it has been considered like much more accurate than most of the clinicians would make out while
But
doing it.
it is as of now, it should be. I think it is not possible in India. It is banned by PNDT and all.
Yeah, yeah. Obviously, PNDT,
This
yeah,
is
if
a
you,
Israeli invention. And we were familiar with this, but it is not possible to do it in India.
Yeah, that's true. Because India PNDT is so strong that even
Yeah.
I don't think it has a long way to go for things like that.
So, Dr. Divya, I have a question. I first would like to congratulate you and the program. Wonderful there. My question is that when you are doing the research using ChatGPT, is it that you have to be kind of aligned to get the right kind of research shown up to you, the right kind of references shown to you? You have to kind of link it, and you have to be a paid member of some of these, like let's say a PubMed or something. You mentioned something like that, but as obviously we've been working parallelly, couldn't get the entire thing. So did I miss something there?
Yeah, so if you like, there's an option of integrating PubMed inside the ChatGPT with paid subscription of PubMed as well. So from there, you can directly access all the paid papers which has been published on PubMed site. So that's one of the advantages. But in free versions also you get the link of the papers. You just need to cross check it. Sometimes what happens is like it gives the wrong link. Yeah, it gives you the old link basically, which is no longer working. So in that scenario, you have to say that this link is not working. Maybe can you find a link which works for me right now? And then it will again come up with a new link which you can check. Most of the time it's working. I have done it like many times. I have checked
So
it
for
also.
starters, if you're absolutely new, just use the basic non-paid thing for everything. Just give the right prompts and be able to use it.
Yeah,
That's the
absolutely. Yeah,
that's the
yeah,
approach. Okay,
yeah.
okay.
That's
No
right.
problem. Wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Hope you're doing well, ma'am.
See you. Looking
See you.
forward to seeing the
Yeah.
conclusion. Yeah. Yeah. See you.
Dr. Divya, I have one question. So, how can we, which tools can we use to make short videos like patient awareness videos in social media? Can we use any of these?
Uh, oh, well, I haven't made like patient awareness videos, I think, but I think with ChatGPT has come with the video option as well. I didn't use it, but I think it has come with the video option as well. I'll just check right now. Mhm. Oh well, right now I don't see in my version, but I think for patient because I haven't used it, so I think I need to explore this aspect basically, and then I can get back to you. Maybe Dr. Pranay, can you enlighten us? Like anything is like video making?
No, even I have given up because the unpaid versions don't do a good job of it, and then you have to buy credits. You don't have to necessarily buy a membership or a monthly or a yearly subscription. You can just buy credits. But even then, since I was not utilizing any of them for my professional use, I haven't delved into it any further.
Yeah, so I can see in Explores in GPT customized versions, there are some video editing apps and there are some video maker apps. You can see on my screen there is Video AI by in video, which is supercharged Sora 2. So it can generate engaging videos if you want. You can try. I haven't tried the video ever, but it is there, it seems.
Okay, thank you a lot. Lastly, I would like to congratulate you and Dr. Pranay for this wonderful presentation and also thank Dr. Pankaj sir for starting this. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you
ma'am.
so much for joining, actually.
Okay. Hi, Dr. Divya.
Yes.
I have a doubt. So, how much of the writing part of a research article can be done with an AI? Like, I understand that we have to do the primary draft, but going from there, how much of correction can be done? And in case if we do it like maybe 10 or 20% of the corrections, including all the illustrations, pictures, tables, or whatever, and in case we do it with that, and how far of it is allowed when we submit it for to any kind of journal or something like that.
Yeah, so I will answer it retrospectively. So for that, we need to check the guidelines of every journal, because a few of the journals do allow the use of AI completely also. You just need to mention it that yes, I have used ChatGPT or for this purpose to generate this paragraph basically, or you just need to be transparent with them that yes, I have used ChatGPT. But I would say I would never recommend to do that, because I don't think it's good for personal creativity, as well as it leaves a good impression in long run towards anyone. So the best way here to use ChatGPT or any other AI tool for research purpose is just giving you a map of what kind of research you want to do, like for researching the topics, like what is hot and trending topics for doing research in your field, what aligned with your focus and interests in the research area. And then you can pick the titles of the topics from there, and you can do the review of literature with the help of AI tools. That's completely normal because you're not penalized or not negatively marked for that, for reviewing the literature. And after that, I think you need to write it everything on your own. And once you prepare the first draft by yourself by writing, always write the first draft completely by yourself, I suggest. And then you can upload it to the AI tools to ask for the feedback basically, that how do they grade your manuscript writing till now and how we can improve. And then whatever improvement it suggests, we can work on that. So this is the way I would recommend everyone to use this.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Divya. Thank you.
Any other questions that that you want us to take up? Because personally, I have found this last presentation extremely beneficial. We had this presentation, I think, 3 or 4 months ago, and I have taken up the opportunity to explore all these manuscript writing tools, and they are immensely helpful. And I'm using unpaid versions of all of them. So you have to get accustomed to, and you have to know which tools would benefit you. Not all tools would be beneficial. So some of them would look really good, like really fancy, like Research Rabbit. It links up all those papers and those webs created are. But again, in day-to-day use, I think something like Elicit, where you can just put a research question and it'll just throw up four in the unpaid version, four abstracts and the most relevant papers and which are recent and most appropriate. So I think we again will be uploading this video on the IFS YouTube channel, and you can take the opportunity to revisit the presentations again. And I would also again recommend that kindly explore if ChatGPT Go version is free for some more time to come, and you can avail an annual free membership if possible, because that has happened for me. Do that.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Divya and Dr. Pranay. It was really wonderful. It's really an eye opener for me because I'm planning to write manuscripts. I'm planning to write my own, publish my own work. And really, how I will manipulate, how I will go through, because these things are always coming to the mind. You cannot just copy and paste, and you cannot get everything from AI driven and then you write. Because one day or the other, you'll be caught and you're not justifying for yourself. By heart, truly, it matters. I'm not doing that work, and why should I be going for that? But it provides immense help in reviewing all the literature and coming up to the point. Do it yourself, present your own patients. So that gives a real path, that shows the real path what I should be doing for my research work. Thank you so much. I'm really I'm overwhelmed with this your presentation, and really it has worked out, and I really love it because I was just finding out what is the right way, what should I do. So I have got my answers from your talk. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for being actually on Saturday.
Yeah, I have stopped my patience, you see. After no patience, let me finish this.
I could see that you have maintained your concentration throughout the session and without catering to other patient demands. Really thankful for having you here on a Saturday morning. Thank you, Dr. Varsha, ma'am.
Thank you
Again,
so
Dr.
much.
Gita, thank you so much, because I know in India Saturdays are not weekends, but you really treasure your weekends and
But somewhere you have to stop somewhere. to gain
Yeah,
something.
true.
And this is for the patients only.
True.
That is for them only. Whatever we have been doing for them only. So we want to upgrade ourselves. For that, we need some time also. So that is why we have to stop somewhere.
True, ma'am. Any more questions? Dr. Divya, we have covered the ethical part in the last presentation, right?
Yeah,
There
yeah,
any,
yeah, yeah, that's right.
we are done with all the presentations, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So if there are no more Q&A questions, we can call it a day. And again, I'll reiterate that we have all the previous recordings, which are actually a breakup of today's session, and we have a today's combined session video, which will be soon uploaded on the YouTube channel. And again, I'll take the opportunity to immensely thank Dr. Divya and Dr. Talwar sir for having this capsule session, and thank all the audience for connecting with us on a Saturday morning. Thank you all. In case you have any
One thing I need to say, sir,
Thank you,
actually,
sir.
since 2-3 months I was planning, I am actually presenting a paper in Fertivision also, an e-poster on the role of AI in medical prescription. So this, your today's talk has really helped me, and with the recordings, even I can upgrade it now. So thank you so much. This
Oh,
was really fruitful.
wonderful.
thank you so much.
Of course,
Looking
Yeah.
now
forward
the
to
time has come that we should explore all the sites, do it by the homeworks by ourselves, and find out
Yes.
our own way.
Yes, they are not complicated at all. I mean,
Yeah, true, very true.
took time to go through all of them, Research Rabbit, Jenny AI,
Every
and I
time,
can.
sometimes we sit and we start exploring, then only we'll get versed and we'll get used to, and then we'll find out. It's
True.
not that difficult.
That's why, I was saying that I am not getting good images, because in that poster I was looking for certain images, and AI was, this was really forming a very bad image, this Chat GPT. But now Pranay sir has written in the chat, I have seen his message that how to make the PowerPoint slide, because Chat GPT is only giving the content. So other AI modes are there to do. So this is really helpful now. So I'll upgrade it right now.
If you notice through the last presentation of Dr. Divya's, there are a lot of images that are there which are presuming Chat GPT generated, and you can notice that they are also not very precise in the sense that I
Yes.
can see that Dr. Divya has picked up and she has done the corrections, because the proofreading is not precise in the unpaid versions of or the lower versions of Chat GPT. So Canva is a better tool, I guess, and Dr. Divya has told us other tools as well. And unfortunately, we could not go through any AI presentations site like presentations.ai due to the dearth of time. But and since it's a paid website, I think that's also a deterrent. But it's a very good uh, website. And but again, I have personally used it, and I have cautioned everybody that the brain rot that comes along with it, that you will become so reliant on the AI tools that you perhaps would not look forward to creating presentations anymore. So take it with a pinch of salt. And again, as reiterating what Dr. Divya said, the first draft of either the manuscript or the presentation should be yours, and AI tool should just be used to refine and gather more information.
I would like to add one sentence while I was writing also, whatever you were saying, that is from my side. When you said that ChatGPT sometimes hallucinates, that does occur with us also. So I wrote one sentence. It is human brain which confuses computers too. So ultimately we are the lead.
Wonderful.
Absolutely. I think you got the chord here.
Yes, true. So that cannot supersede the human brains ultimately. We are the ultimate.
True.
So with that, we'll wrap up the session. And again, I thank everybody for being here today. And I hope we were able to do justice. And thank you all, and hope to have few more sessions before we wrap up this 2 years of the executive membership of the IFS. And as long as I think it's till the end of March that we've been delegated this responsibility, and we hope to have new members joining us who can carry the torch forward. And with that, again, thank you all, and have a wonderful afternoon. Thank you, Dr. Divya, for having the elaborate session and solving everybody's queries.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
you
you
so
much.
much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Bye. Take care. Have a good weekend.
Okay,
Bye,
thank you.
ma'am. Bye,
Bye.
sir.